Hi folks, 22nd of February now. I'm just going to start planting just a few little pots of first earlies, really early ones. So I've not got any, I usually plant in 30 litre pots, that's a 25 litre pot. But this time I'm actually going to plant them in 15 litre pots, which as you can see are quite shallow. Because what I've found is that when I've pulled up my big pots, there's nothing in the first sort of 6 inches, so they only sort of really produce potatoes from maybe the bottom 6 inches of the pot. So I thought there's no point in wasting compost, so I'm going to try some smaller pots, shallower pots, and instead of putting 2 potatoes in, I'm just going to put 1 in. So, and then hopefully, because they're that small, I'll be able to tip the whole plant out, roots intact, take the odd potato that's ready from the bottom, and then hopefully replant the plant again that's got all the little tiny babies on, and it should still grow, because usually when I empty the big pot out, you get a few biggish ones and then you've got millions of little tiny ones that would have matured into proper eating ones. So this way hopefully it'll end up a bit better. So anyway, we'll have a go. So what I'm just going to use is my seed potatoes. I've got Charlotte here. I've been chitting these for about a month, but it's been that cold that there's nothing appeared. There's still no sprouts appeared, so it doesn't matter. No big deal. And I'm just going to use bog standard compost. This stuff's actually got added John Innes in it. I wouldn't usually go for that because it was a bit expensive, but it's all we had at the garden centre this early on. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill a pot about, what, you can't get it out, it's hard compacted stuff this, about 2/3, 3/4 of the way full. And then I'm not going to use blood, fish and bone this year for my earlies, because it does take quite a long time to start working blood, fish and bone. You need the sort of microbes in the soil to get it to work. So I'm going to use a sort of fast acting soluble, well, it's a granular fertilizer, but it'll break down a lot quicker. And it's a sort of double strength one. It's called Spuds Galore, and that's what it looks like. It's granulated. It's quite strong. It's 10, 12 and 18 on the NPK scale, so it's sort of double nitrogen and nearly triple in your potash, so it should benefit potatoes being quite strong in potash. So I'm just going to put 1 ounce in one of these pots, which is about 15 litres, and just give it a good mix in. So I'm only going to put 1 potato in, and we'll see how it gets on really. You do end up pulling them a bit too early, and then you end up just with a really pathetic yield. So at least if we just do more little pots, then I'm only going to waste 1 pot rather than 2 potatoes or so. Anyway, seed potato with the eyes, if I can see any, because there's none appeared. I'm just going to shove that in to within about probably 2 inches of the bottom, like so, and then just top the pot up a bit more. I'm not going to add any more of the fertilizer. The fertilizer is in the sort of bottom 2/3 where all the roots are going to be going. And then what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to put them somewhere really, really warm, like in the house somewhere, until they start sprouting, to get them going really quickly. And then they'll be going into the greenhouse or polytunnel with protection to keep any frost off. And maybe in about 90 days should have a first crop, maybe at the end of May, very early June, hopefully. But I won't be planting my main crops till April, or my first earlies sort of outside until April, because there's just too much of a risk of frost. So I'm just trying these at the end of February, give them about a 6-week head start and see what happens. So a new trial in these pots. Another thing you can do, which I've seen Cats doing, another YouTuber, is he using the 30 litre pots, but instead of putting 2 potatoes in, he's putting 2 at the bottom, and then because he knows as well that your spuds only get sort of halfway up, he's filled this pot halfway up, put another 2 seed potatoes in, and then fill the pot right up. So you're going to get 4 plants, but you should get potatoes all the way up, you see. Because like I said, if you plant them in the first earlies, they only end up being in the bottom half, so you're just wasting the top bit. So that's another way you can do it, but I'm going to try it with shallower pots, just putting 1 in, and we'll see how we get on. So that's about it folks, first bit of planting of this year, just trying a few. I'm only growing 4 pots of these potatoes, and we'll see how they get on in about 90 days and see if we get any. That's about it folks. See you later.